What's up, everybody? Welcome back to video number 7 in the How to Draw series with Dees. Today we're going to be learning how can you take something not drawn in basic shapes, like a photograph, and turn it into basic shapes. In the future, what we're going to do is we're going to use basic shapes to build up our drawings so that we have kind of a guideline underneath. Today we're doing the opposite because it's fun and it's going to help us have a good foundation of information moving forward. Enjoy the video. Right, hello ladies and gentlemen. Today we are continuing with our How to Draw series. I know I'm not going to teach you actually how to draw with a pencil on paper today, but what I am going to do is show you how to find shapes. I'm not the world's greatest drawer on the computer, so you'll have to bear with me. My shapes probably won't be perfect, but I'm just going to show you kind of how we break things into simple shapes, and we're starting with a picture of me because I don't want anybody suing me for stealing their stuff. All right, so let's start off. The first shape that I'm seeing stick out to me, kind of a rounded off triangle here. And then sometimes I'll talk about triangles, sometimes I'll talk about rounded triangles. You see this, how the corners are not exactly sharp. That is why I call it a rounded triangle. Just like if I was to say a rounded rectangle, sort of like the shape that an app is. Rounded corners, a little bit of rounded bottom, and then comes back up. And a rounded rectangle here. Little rectangle going back here like this, maybe more like a triangle, down and up. Got triangle here. Sort of an organic shape over here, maybe kind of a triangle. The dark triangle here. See how I'm going through, and this is an organic shape here. Have a little rainbow shape. Up and over and down. A little kind of a nice organic shape. This leaves sort of a rounded triangle of gray. And like a half circle of dark connects with a triangle of dark. See how I go through it and divide it up? We have a little oval. Inside of there I could draw more shapes if I wanted to. Another little rounded triangle for the mustache. Little rounded triangle down here. Comes off and goes out. Work goes around for an organic shape with a triangle of darkness inside of it. And kind of a rough organic shape for the outside of that beard. No mortal shape can contain my beard. And a little rounded triangle down here for the neck. I kind of missed that, but like I said, I'm not the world's greatest drawer on the computer. I guess it's kind of a rounded rectangle, 4 sides, yeah. And this one feels like a nice long triangle. It would go all the way out here and then come back. That triangle sort of goes off and closes up there. Same thing goes for the background. You got rectangles, you got triangles, you got more rectangles. Sometimes you wind up with a shape like this where, like this black shape here in the middle, if I just make all the shapes around it, if I start with this shape, kind of a slanted rectangle that comes off the edge with a crooked top, then I draw this rectangle that connects here, rectangle that shows where the shadow is, rectangle that shows where the top of this is, this series of rectangles, straight line. And then I didn't have to draw this really weird shape. That's called a negative shape or a negative space, where I drew this, 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 I drew this. I didn't have to draw this weird shape. It just showed up on its own once everything around it was drawn. That will happen for you. rectangle here, kind of a rectangle here. And then these guys are a little more organic shapes, but generally sort of ovals with details inside of them. And then this is just a series of rounded squares, wiggly rectangles, so organic shapes really, and then a triangle that's created down here by adding in this rectangle. Okay, so now, this looks nice. I like the way that it looks and everything. If I take away the image, is it gonna be perfect? No, but you can tell what's going on. That's better than the average drawing that I see somebody on their first try of trying to draw something normal. That looks more like a real person. Sure, he looks like he has a dented head. I left out a detail there. Sure, he looks like he has weird ovals sitting behind him, but it kind of looks like a picture of me with a beard, with glasses, with a hat on, sitting in front of a counter with some stuff on it. That's what you're going for. You can have that as your starting point. You draw that lightly, and then you work from there, and you add details over top of it. I just wanted to show you how, by breaking things into, they're pretty close to shapes. A lot of the times, it's not going to be a right angle triangle. It's going to be something like this thing, you know? Kind of looks like a vampire fang. But it's pretty much a triangle. It just conforms to the shape. You got to look carefully. That's all. You got to take your time. You got to look carefully and notice that this curve is here instead of drawing it perfectly straight. And with each little detail like that you match up, that's how much better your drawing's going. You got this covered. I know you're going to be able to do a great job, and I'm excited to see what people's artwork look like. Stick with the program. Do everything from the first video. If you didn't start at the first video, go back and start there. Watch every single video all the way through to the end, and I guarantee, after 15 years of teaching kids how to do art that didn't have a clue when they met me, and some of them were good when they met me, anybody, you can get better. I can get better. By going through this, when I'm teaching you all this, I am definitely better at the end of teaching all this than I was at the beginning because I've been practicing so much. Keep practicing. Get a photograph. If you want to print out a photograph and do this with a Sharpie marker over top of it, that's great. If you want to do this on your own computer program, that's great. Whatever it takes for you to be able to get it figured out. Don't forget to smash like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and just keep learning how to draw and keep practicing. Thanks, everybody. All right, I hope you enjoyed that walkthrough on how to find basic shapes inside of a photo. Your homework is to either print out a photo or do this digitally like I did in the video, of a photo of your choice. It could be a picture of you, it could be a picture of one of your friends, it could be a picture of your dog. I don't care what it's a picture of, as long as you actually go through the exercise and make it so that we see that you know how to break it down into basic shapes. Because eventually we're going to build things out of basic shapes, but right now, let's practice this. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last thing that I wanted to say. This is going to be at the end of every video, I do believe. When you are done with your homework, take it on over to the Discord and turn it into the art submissions. We want to see what you're working on. I will pop in from time to time, usually around 4 o'clock in the morning. Don't get weirded out by that. And I will give you feedback on the work that you have done. So make sure that you check the link below so that you can get to our Discord and you can join these submissions and start putting your art out there for people to see, give you feedback, help you get better at. I got a bunch of artists that have already gone through my class that hang out in there, and if you think you're going to do something funky, you're not, because my mods are going to get you. You understand what I'm saying? I might be a boomer, but my mods are powerful zoomers. I'm not challenging you, though. Please don't mess with please, just be nice. Just do the artwork.